Greetings, community. It's Kevin of Venture Being Comics, and I'm here to bring you another edition of my pre-order just arrived, and it really did. A whole lot of books. Now, I've been sitting on these books for quite a while. My son and I have been trying to line up dates when we're both available to do our show. I try to do the show with him prior on which I do it here. Reorganize all the books. Never mind. So, hey, you know how life kind of gets in the way of living sometimes. He's been busy, I've been busy, and the whole world's just been busy. So now that I got everything together, I can't wait to show you what I got. However, I do have to acknowledge those that decided to show up and hang out with me. That's Crucis. Dude, appreciate you. Chill out, man. Look at you, dude. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with me. Seriously. Christina be dancing with me all night long. Yes, she is. Appreciate you, Christina, sharing all the stuff. You're bringing all these people out. I appreciate you guys throwing that notification bell on there. Yo, Mike, dude, seriously. You're awesome. All right. Look at you guys. We got it. We got a crew. All right, crew. So how about we do this? How about we start showing some books? Now, first off, this is a book my son, once he read the ash can that I brought home, asked me to, hey, you know what? Can you start picking up the series? So I did. Glad he asked me to get it. I've already read this one. I'm going to put it over here. Not only that, but I did also log it into my computer. So that thing's ready to be put away. I just wanted to show you before I did. Now, what I end up buying also is sometimes, on occasions, after I have certain conversations with certain people, I decide to get a little spec heavy. Now, this is one of those occasions. I end up buying Edge of Spider-Verse. I had a conversation with Jackson and Lansing. These guys end up writing together. They end up writing this story. It's in the beginning together, as they tend to write a lot of stuff together. After having a conversation with them and them alluding to what was supposed to come out, which this book is what they're alluding to, I couldn't help myself to get it, but a few of these copies. So now that I end up getting a few of these things, now I just got to meet up back to these guys and get them signed. So yeah, on the Edge of Spider-Verse, not only is it a really good story in my opinion, but yeah, I understand why it could be by many others a spec heavy book. It just turns out to be something that they end up working out to be somehow into the universe. It wouldn't bother me at all. They'd also get these variants. Really like this one. I am a huge Scotty Young fan, and so is my son. So I mean, it's usually almost by default we end up getting them. Now, those of which you know me know that I'm a huge Spider-Boy fan. So I've already read these, but I got to show Spider-Boy issue number 1, cover A, the cover C, which is the homage, and the cover D, which is the Spotlight, Marvel Spotlight type cover thing. Which, in my opinion, kind of made this thing blow up. All right, maybe it didn't. All right, and then Spider-Boy 4, which I did read, and I got to get back in here and reread. There's a couple characters that we've never seen before, but at the same point, what really is in here is that the last page is a huge reveal. Massive. You haven't seen a reveal of, someone related to Spider-Boy. Someone that many people have been asking, where is now we know. Love this cover. All right. We got questions. We got answers. We got questions and answers. Well, what is that? Here's Spider. What you got? Well, what I got, only penicillin can cure. I'm just saying. Doctor gave it to me, so hopefully in a few short weeks it'll clear up. Just kidding. Ultimate Spider-Man. Who would have thunk that this thing would have blew up like it did? The Ultimate Universe is getting rather ultimate again. And it's been, I can't complain. It's been pretty cool. It's an enjoyable ride. Why it's commanding all this money, I really don't know. I think it's a little ridiculous, and I think things will mellow out. But for right now, if you got books, sell them to a degree. 252. I can't help myself. I just get them. And especially if they throw them in a foil variant, you know it. You know it. You know it. You know what I thought was odd is I end up looking in my collection and I do not have 253. For some reason, I skipped it. And I guess the book is actually, to find in a condition. Yeah, like I'm going to find it this good. Is actually commanding, a couple dollars more than I would rather spend. So I'd say, you know what? I'm good with that one. Gang War. I've really been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it. Come on, no shade. If you're reading it, you understand what I'm saying. If you're over comparing it to the book of old, then look, just shut off what you remember. Go for the ride. Be passive, and you'll love it. I've been really picking every single one of these Disney things up. This is one of my favorites right here. I got like 3 or 4 of them that I really, really enjoy. I mean, it almost seems silly to slab at the same point. Some of these things really present really well. I mean, come on. Isn't that? It's cute. Come on. Type cute. You know you want to. Everybody wants to. It is. All right. Gang War Spider. This is the whole Miles Morales finalization, as that was the finalization for regular Spider-Man. I believe you have to read this. I have to check out in the back of the book. But Cody, which I end up seeing over the weekend, has been killing it with the series. Even though he's been interrupted on 3 different occasions now between Carnage and Venom crossovers and what's been happening with this whole Spider-Man Gang War thing. He's been killing it as an ongoing series. He's been writing really solid for a relatively new writer. Superior Spider-Man, now Slott being a new writer, he's been doing really well on this series too. I've been enjoying this thing. I wasn't really that familiar with the original series, so now I have to kind of go reverse order at some point, and you know what I mean. Old is new. It will have to be at one point. And then issue number 4. Did I make mention I'm a little bit behind? We've been sitting on these books for over a week. We get them as a monthly pre-order, so you can see that I'm anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks behind. Which, that means a whole lot of reading. Just saying. Okay, here. Miguel O'Hara. This is issue number 4 of the 2099. And this has been really cool. Each issue has been kind of a standalone type thing. They really haven't interconnecting, even though, I mean, as a series, it's Miguel. So it's been really enjoyable. I've really been digging it. My son and I agree this is probably the best cover of the whole series. I mean, it's just, there's a lot going on in that. I mean, that took time. However, this cannot be ignored. John Boy Mars is always just killing it. So, moving on from there, we got Immortal Thor. That's issue number 6. The homage. Because I'm digging. Thor has been a really consistent series. All right, here's the cover A. And I've really been enjoying it. This is, I really had my reservations about when it left, but even though it was inconsistent then too, and then the story before it kind of was. But this series has really been clearing up a lot of stuff in the last 2 series. It really has. It almost seems like it was damage control. It's been really doing good. All right, Johnson's been also killing it on this. Incredible Hulk has also been another one of those books that's been solid in a series. Now, as I made mention, I'm a little behind, so that's not only issue 8, but here's issue 9. And this is another one, actually, that's a lot of cool art in it. Look at that. So there's another one I recommend. If you are a Hulk fan, this is the horror Hulk that we all enjoy. Speaking of Carnage issue number 3. This sick god is just playing the plague all over the place and is doing his best to make carnage everywhere. The writer, Groenbeck is doing a wonderful job on this. I'm looking forward for this to cross over to this, which is Venom issue 30. 31 comes out tomorrow. The crossover between the stuff when it does with Carnage, which I believe is going to be over down in the Carnage realm of issue number 6. It's just going to be awesome. I can't wait. I can wait. I'm not wishing my life away. I just looking forward to it. Doctor Strange, another solid series. I made the comment, which I think is kind of funny. If you really think about walking the dog, that's a ghost dog in the air. Just be careful what size it wants to pee and or poo. Because it just, You never know. What kind of ghost bag do you use for that thing? Huh. Things that make you scratch your head. All right, Century has been an awesome series. If you recall, Century ended up getting ripped apart by Null. And it appears his just powers went everywhere. And unfortunately, this guy is not a very nice guy. She's sweet. I dig her. But him, this writer's doing an excellent job writing this series, and it gets me really worked up. Every time I crack that book and start reading, I just want to rip that guy apart. Night Thrasher. Going back to days of yore in the early 90s, Night Thrasher, I ripped out the series and want to go ahead and break, now I did get to read this after I had a nice hangout with Holtham. I was talking about how I need to reread the series and how I appreciate how he's paid homage to some of the stuff. So I can't wait to not only reread that stuff, but I am going to reread this. Issue number 1. All right, the Battle World. Now look, I think I got it right here. Yeah. This just seems like it just amends a few things onto the original storyline. In my opinion, it was just a way of DeFalco being able to cruise back and just play. It's been fun. It's been interesting, and it doesn't do any damage. If anything, like I said, it slightly augments the original storyline. I'm enjoying it. It just appreciate the story for what it is and the fact that who's writing, and I think you enjoy it. I really do. And that finishes it out. It's only a 4-issue mini. David Pepose is one of my favorite writers, and this has been one of my favorite stories from him. The Devil That Wears My Face is a neat, sick, twisted way of looking at another way of how a demon devil can infiltrate this world. Believing it, not believing it, however you look at religion, this is a joyride of a hellish nightmare that you definitely want to experience. Just saying. Ghost Machine. I end up meeting 3 of the participants into the book of this thing on the day of release over at a place called, I think it was Comic Cellar. And I did get to flip through it mildly. I didn't want to really play with the book that I knew they were going to go ahead and sign. So what I decided to do is be a little bit patient and not fully adulterate that one. But this one is, look, no signatures. It's ready to be played with all over the place. And red, which is the ultimate goal. Ghost Machine starts it all. All right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles source book. If you're a Turtle fan, must have. Must have. If you're not a Turtle fan, well, I mean, you can get it and you can become one. I mean, this is going to tell you anything and everything that you need to know about these turtles, when, where, how, and why. During different timelines, who's doing what. It explains a lot of detail that you normally only get on like a Wikipedia type thing. But it's all one book. Must have. Just saying. Source book. All right, moving on from there. And that's going to be a 4-issue deal. I think they're going to be like, I think they're separated off by 5 weeks or something like that. Because I don't know. We'll see. Moving on from there, we're going to talk about Frank Miller's Ronin Book 2. This is the second series of the original one back in the 90s, again, talking about. But this finishes off with issue number 6. I believe this was originally supposed to be a 5-issue mini that, well, they decided to go ahead and not keep it on its diet. I never noticed the art. Look at the art. There's two bodies inside that body. Must be busy in there. I really been enjoying the series, and it made me fall in love with the idea of what if. I'm not a feudal Japan thing, but at the same point in the training in which that I did, I had to learn a lot of feudal stuff. So when they talk about a lot of stuff in there, it brings back some of the stuff that I remember, and it was like, oh, now I understand some of the application. So this has been fun. I have to get to the original series. I think I'll better appreciate that when I really. So now I'm on a journey to get that original. So anyways, Book of Ronin, 6 of 6, finishing out the second volume of already a great series from what I was told. I can see how it's still on the shoulders. Moving on from there, we're going to talk about Firepower issue number 30. This finishes out the series. I am both joyed and slightly bitter. Bittersweet, you can say. Kirkman and Samney, when they work together well. I believe, in my opinion, when Samney takes what Kirkman is doing, they're able to slender down the dialogue and go ahead and give you a whole lot more action, which this has really been. I've been thoroughly enjoying this, and much like, I guess, a Walking Dead with an extreme more action, this is exactly what I love from a story like this. And what I mean is you get a little bit of martial arts, a little bit of supernatural powers, saving the earth, family bonding. I mean, what more could you ask for? Just saying. Hey, Agu, I appreciate you being here. I want to take a moment and say hey to everybody again. Agu, Air Spider, Christina. Dude, I appreciate you being here. This is the first time I've seen you, Blair. Thank you for stopping by. All right, moving on down the road. We're going to talk about Sinister Sons, issue number 1. I was initially going to skip this, and then I ended up seeing this picture right there, really kind of scrutinizing it. And then I'm like, that kind of looks like my son. So I not only got this, but I have an acetate cover coming on the next order, and I'm looking forward to checking that one out because it's like, yeah, I can't wait. I ended up picking this one up because this is the first one that Joe Hill comes back. He's coming back. He's writing. I miss his writing. Last time I got to see anything from him in this comic books format was back in the DC Black days. So I'm looking forward to getting into this Creepshow stuff and see what he does. I dig Joe Hill stuff. Sweetie Candy Vigilante Volume 2, issue number 1. Now, I did get to read this, and I really love it. I'm waiting on issue number 2 to be coming out rather soon. This is a story that I highly recommend for most that just want to have fun with a book and don't take anything too seriously. This is where she ends up taking over her father's store, where it's been initially held captive for, I don't know, a little bit of time under the wrong type of people. And the way she gets her revenge is awfully sweet. Sweetie Candy Vigilante is the book that you never thought you really needed. And now I'm telling you do. I'm telling you, dynamite. You guys are doing it to me because I never used to buy you guys' book before some of these series. Hey, this is a volume 2 of a Tynion story that was from the original Project Blue Book. That was really project stuff. So this is a Blue Book series, and there's a second volume called Blue Book. I believe it's 1947. All right, now I got a question. I love this Mac variant. It's a version variant that I guess I end up ordering 2. And I only have one right here because I already read the other one. Yeah, 1947. So Blue Book 1947, issue number 1. Tanya Noming and just killing it. This I already read it, as I made mention. And it's, if you're into the UFOs, possibly conspiracy theories and things of the nature, I highly recommend that. I mean, again, it's based off of the actual Project Blue Book. And if you're not familiar with that, just take a small little delve into the Google universe and you'll trip out on that. I'm almost done. Not quite yet. Blade. All right. This is Blade issue number 8, and this is written by Hill. Hill is also the same individual that you'll notice is writing Ultimate Black Panther. I really dig in Blade, and I guess it's because of Hill that has really assisted in my love for this character, along with the fact that we have something, his daughter, that has never been an element to this character before. So I guess because of the whole dynamics of the two is really been making me fall in love with this one series. So I've been really digging it. I highly recommend it. Blade, if you're a Blade fan, get it. And there's going to probably be some heavy tie-ins with this and a whole blood hunt that's going to happening pretty soon. And if you're only hearing it right now first, then here's some news. Blood Hunt previews coming out. It's going to be a one-shot, more than likely almost considered almost like a one per store. I'm not even certain all stores will be getting it, but that will be coming out this week, 3/6/2024. That's right, the Blood Hunt preview. And I really believe it's going to heavily tie into some of this Blade stuff. I'm just saying. It just makes sense. All right, Space Usagi, Death and Honor, 3 of 3. I really have been digging this Space Usagi stuff. This is a series, if I recall, they brought out for the original Space Usagi and the original Dark Horse. Cool thing is we get it in all its color, beauty, and glory. So I'm really looking forward to actually getting to this. This one and the one that I'm about to show you, I've been dying to get in. The reason why is I'm a huge Usagi Yojimbo fan, and I just been these cliffhangers are almost like soap operas to me. They kill. So this is Usagi Yojimbo. All right. Ice and Snow, right? Yeah. Issue 5 of 5. And it's the same situation here. You know, these guys are just hanging out on the land. They're finalizing this one out. And where we were leaving these heroes was in a precarious position. I'm dying to get into. Thundercats, issue number 1. Just one sex scene. 2, I ended up getting a few other variants that cost me a little too much. So this is one that I can actually read. And I'm dying to get into it. Really, I did get to flip through it and I did get to see. It's something that it is exactly what I was hoping for. I'm just trying to relive my nostalgia. It's a story cartoon in which I used to watch with my younger brother. So that's all I'm looking for, is just to recapture a few memories as I turn the pages. All right, Once Upon a Time at the End of the World is the best post-apocalyptic love story I've ever read in my life. I'm looking forward to meeting Jason Aaron to, one, not only have him sign some of my books, but just almost, I guess, thank him for writing a book that I have a joy to read. Seriously. It's just, amazing. Dark Ride. I love how this is portraying a Disney-esque style theme park. And as we get deeper and deeper into the story, I think the son and daughter are starting to realize their true role that has been bartered with the devil. And it almost seems like one's okay with it, and it almost seems like one has no idea what's going on. Spawn issue number 350. This is the black and white version. I really like it. This is the only one I got from it. I have to admit, I'm not really reading it. I bought it purely just because I liked the cover. And it was Spawn 350. If you would have told me back in the day that this book would have been where it's at right now, I'd been like, really? It would have blew my mind. Which it still does. Animal Pound issue number 2. If you read the original story, it's like an Orwellian thing. Tom King is doing a wonderful job in this type of adaptation. And when you're sitting there in total agreement with these dogs, you're realizing what you're agreeing with is basically how we're treating them. And the irony in that is just, it's one of the most unique books I've ever read, in something that I've already read previous in classic historical books that I've, the original run. Anyways, moving on from that, Philadelphia issue number 33. Now that we got Savage Dragon in addition to Spawn, this is turning out to be an all-out Image universe that is just not only getting massive, but I'm digging it. The fact that Rodney Barnes is incorporating these characters and the way he's doing it, I'm digging it. It in no way is it insulting to me. It's really complimentary, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. So just keep doing what you're doing, Rodney. I can't wait to get into that thing. All these things, I'm chomping on the bit, except for this one, probably. Power Girl issue number 1. Have to admit, this was pretty much a cover buy. It was cover C. Can't remember who did this one. And I doubt I'll actually read it, but I had to get it. Just saying. Don't hate. Local girl, man. Local man, girl. Whatever. Issue number 9. Yeah, this was something I've been waiting on for quite a long time. Tony Fleeks is going to end up doing a signing event when he ends up releasing Farrell. I'm looking forward to not only getting a couple of issues of those signed, but I'm looking forward to get Local Man signed and talk to him about, his inspiration, which I kind of already know, but just to kind of rehash some of that stuff, because I have every single book that he's paying homage to, and it just cracks me up. So I don't know. This book on its own is great. Doesn't matter if you're buying it for the homage covers. As far as the cover is concerned, being in a flip book and everything, you're going to get them anyways. It's really an enjoyable read. Doesn't matter if you grew up in the pre-90s or not. But yeah, it's a nice tip to the hat. World Tree scares the hell out of me. And issue number 7, I would expect no less. The fact that this almost seems plausible, like a Black Mirror, is really what scares me. And I can't get enough. I keep reading this thing, and it freaks me out. Puts a little bit, just thinking about it is making my hair stand up. So I really been enjoying this thing just because of just that plausible possibility, I guess. Anyways, moving up from there, it's scaring the hell out of me. Or this grows to something a little bit more, non possibly. Just let's get out there in the science fiction world. Let's go ahead and play with Transformers. The fact that we're getting this Energon universe and it's blowing up as big as it is, we got G.I. Joe, Cobra Commander. In the case of this, Transformers issue number 5. As I was saying, Duke, which was probably 2. So I already read, which is awesome. We got Cobra Commander, which is also another 2. This has probably been one of the best universes that's been created in the past 5 years or so, in my opinion. I got the whole Radiant thing, and I got a few other things that I've been enjoying. Don't get me wrong. But nothing compares to this universe, in my opinion. This thing is something that every single copy, every single issue, everything contributing factor to this universe is something that I'm always looking forward to. And yeah, I think now that's why I know it's on top of the pile. I'm just saying. Hey, you know what, everybody? I appreciate you guys being here. Honestly, truly. For those of you that hung out, and for those of you that catch on the rewind, thank you very much. If it's not too much to ask, you can go ahead and hit that like if you did so. If you want, subscribe. I appreciate it. And if you leave a comment, more the better. To you, Agu, Christina, Ian. For the first time, you decided to hang out with me, man. I appreciate you, seriously. Evil, Lair, Air Spider. Am I missing anyone? Las Cruces, and Mike. All of you that decided to hang out with me, I appreciate you. If there's any questions that you may have, if there's anything that you may have missed, or there's anything you think I missed, let me know. I appreciate you. And that's it for me. Entropy. You stay well.